Just waiting for this to connect. All right. Seems like it's working. All right. Testing, testing. Let's do this. Welcome to Just Curious Media. This is Let's Talk Movies, and I'm Jason Connell. On the show today, I'm talking about Rocky IV, Rocky vs. Drago. Now, this isn't the movie that came out in 1985. It is not. This is the ultimate director's cut that Sylvester Stallone did in 2021. Again, the original Rocky IV, which I love, came out November 27th, 1985. I saw it in the theater with my father. I was just elated, over the moon. You got Ivan Drago, Rocky, Apollo Creed. Things happen to him. No spoilers here, but we'll get into that. And the ultimate director's cut comes out. So I went to go see it on its premiere date, November 11th, 2021. It has 40 plus minutes of new footage. I went to one of these Fathom events. It was outstanding, but it was also an epic fail. And I want to get into more of that as well. But I'm just doing the broad strokes here because this episode actually premiered on Let's Talk Movies because of the tie-in between the Rocky franchise and the Karate Kid franchise. For instance, John G. Avildsen, the director of Rocky and Rocky V, he came back, directed the Karate Kid 2, the Karate Kid 3. So there were a lot of tie-ins, and Bill Conti did the score for all of them. So you can kind of tell, like, oh yeah, thematically and just this uplifting story that holds up. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities, and there's good reason for that. So this episode, this review was done previously. We recorded it on December 1st, 2021. And I'm just doing a quick intro, outro. And for those of you watching on YouTube Live, thank you for coming and joining in for sure. But to hear the audio of the Rocky IV, Rocky vs. Drago review, you'll have to go download this episode of Let's Talk Movies from any place that you get your podcast. It's well worth it. Besides the connections we talk about between the Rocky and the Karate Kid franchise, we go through the movie. We do comparisons, comments on both versions, what's new, what's missing, etc. It's a lot of fun. It really is. Also, back to my epic fail, I talk about what happened to me the night in question that I went to go see it. Yes, it was cool. They had Sly like simulcast throughout the country, and he did a kind of like a Q&A/intro before the movie. It was neat, but I only got to see X amount of it because of technical difficulties, and that whole story will be shared in the middle of all this. And there will be the usual intro outro that's connected to Let's Talk Cobra Kai, so don't be confused. But again, I wanted to bring it over here. This particular review belongs on Let's Talk Movies as well. It's a hybrid episode and a lot of fun. So without further ado, please enjoy Rocky IV, Rocky vs. Drago. So thank you so much for listening, and please be sure to subscribe. Let me try that again. So thank you so much for listening, and please be sure to subscribe to the Let's Talk Movies podcast, as well as the Let's Talk Movies YouTube live channel. You can also really help us by giving the show a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast. And for all you listeners that enjoy sharing your thoughts, you can leave us a review on Apple Podcast, send us a direct message, or post a comment on any Let's Talk Movies social media platform. We also highly recommend checking out our other podcast and visiting justcuriousmedia.com.